All right, there she is. Nadia does not want you doing what we're doing. All of our tools are failing. This thing is bulletproof. The materials are insane. I'm Brandon Burrill. In this video, I'm gonna take apart a tankless water heater by cutting it in half so you can see how it works inside. Let's get started. All right, first step is take this cover off so you can see what's going on while I cut it. So this is a probably 4 or 5 year old Navian tankless that's been in service. We took it out, I forget what happened, but replaced it with a different one. All right, there she is. Oh, this is an A model. So this one has a recirculation pump, which you can see right there. Boy, that thing didn't want to come apart. Okay, now we can see in there. On second thought, we're gonna have to take this thing apart because we don't have a blade that's 14 inches wide that can go through this whole thing. The cool thing about the Navian water heaters is that they're super easy to work on. They come apart very easily. Other manufacturers, not so much, but that's why a lot of plumbers install these, is because they're easy to take apart, like I'm doing now. Okay, so what this is the gas control valve down here, and then it sends the gas up through this pipe into the intake for the burner. Everything inside the water heater is held together by little clips like this, and then there's gaskets in between that allow it not to leak. That is the workhorse of the entire water heater right there. That's pretty much what does most of the heating. That's the heat exchanger, so that's the piece we're really gonna get into. So while we're in here, I'm gonna show you what these other components are. So the gas comes in right here, then it goes through the valve up here, and it goes from here into the intake. This is the venturi, which sucks in the air and the gas, mixes it, and then it fires it into there, which does all the heating. This component down here is the recirculation pump, which moves the water inside the unit, or can also move the water heater outside or move the hot water outside the unit via a third recirculation line in your house. Okay, so we're pretty much done here. What we want to see is what is inside the heat exchanger. All right, so rather than cut this thing all in one piece, we're going to take it apart, cut it in different pieces. The reason we install Navian is because of the simplicity of the system. Other manufacturers, not so much. They're very complicated. There's like hundreds of wires inside. With a Navian, there's really only a few wires and one control board, which makes it super simple to replace parts. So down here, this is where all the condensate collects. So Navian does not want you doing what we're doing. They don't want you going inside the heat exchanger. But because we're curious, we're going in. Okay, so yeah, that's the bottom of the heat exchanger. So all the condensate comes back down the pipe. This is a live example. The condensate condenses in the pipe and then comes back down into the water heater, and then eventually flows back down the heat exchanger, down into this little tray, and then out the water heater through this pipe here. And then it goes down into a drain. It's coming apart now. Okay. So this actually has 2 heat exchangers, and that's what makes it so efficient. Oh, yeah. Okay. The gas in the air is actually shot through this whole system via a fan, so it's not atmospheric where it just rises like a chimney. Look at this. All right, so there's our outer shell, all our gaskets. This is what does the heat exchanging. So this is what allows it to get to a 96% efficiency factor. This thing does the majority of the water heating, and then after it's left this chamber, it then goes into a second heat exchanger, which then draws out the remaining heat. That's what causes the condensation, which is coming out of there. A traditional water heater like this burns so hot in the hundreds of degrees where the moisture can stay in the air because it's hot, and it rises out the pipe and goes upstairs or out the house. This drops the temperature of the flue gases so much that it basically condenses or makes rain, and then it flows through the system. So now we've got into our two workhorses. This is really what I wanted to see. Now this is pretty much the equivalent of what's inside of a tank water heater. This is the part that does the heating. So we want to see what's in here. Time to get cut. This is going to be really challenging to get through because it's stainless steel. It's not like the other one was, which is just regular steel. This is how hard the heat exchanger is. It's taken off all the kerf off this thing. It's just flat. It's a butter knife. That's crazy. All right, so that is what is inside. I mean, this thing weighs probably 6 pounds. This is only half of the secondary heat exchanger. Okay, that took us about 20 minutes and 5 Sawzall blades to get into this. So this is a super dense heat exchanger. I mean, there's only like 1/8 of an inch between each plate. So this has got to be how, I mean, this thing is so heavy, and the stainless they're using is damn near invincible. I mean, look at all these blades, just toast, trying to get through here. Wow. So this is the secondary heat exchanger, if I'm not wrong, which I could be, but I think this is where the rest of the heat is then gathered up in the water and sent in your home. Okay. All right, so this is where the flame is actually starting. Here's the igniter. This is where combustion is gonna happen, and I was right. This is the first heat exchanger. It looks like we've got about maybe 10 coils that run through there. Looks like maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I imagine there's one layer on the bottom right there. So combustion starts up top, goes down, and then eventually makes its way through here. Now, if you look in there, there is no mineral buildup at all. The water's been passing through each one of these little channels, exchanging the heat from the gas into the water. And this is crystal clear. So compare this to the tank water heater that we took apart with all the minerals built up in it. Your shower experience, if you cook with your hot water, is gonna be much cleaner through a heat exchanger because none of the debris gets stuck in here. Now eventually, in brands like Noritz, Rinnai, anything but Navien, the heat exchanger made of copper. Copper has nowhere near the durability of this. I mean, we spent, 15 minutes straight with a high-powered Sawzall, the hacksaw, the grinder, trying to get into this thing. So if you want your water heater to last, starting with good quality materials is key. And clearly, based on the amount of time it's taken us to do this, Navien has got it nailed. All right, let's see if we can get in here. All right, well, we're struggling here because apparently Navien mixed their water heaters too well. all of our tools are failing. This thing is bulletproof. Just melted a Sawzall blade. That was just burning hot. Let's scope this out. So this is the primary heat exchanger. Looks like 3/16 stainless. And then in each one of the cavities, you've got the fins on the outside, and you've got some baffles in the inside. And I think that's to swirl the water and hit the exterior pipe so that it heats up properly. And then we've also got these little chambers here. But if you look down in there, you'll see it's clean. Perfectly clean. Unlike a tank water heater that over time collects calcium and magnesium in the bottom and then mixes with your water every time you take a shower. With the Tankless, it's heating up on demand, and holy shit, this is not a paid advertisement for Navien, but we spent 45 minutes trying to get into this thing, including the secondary heat exchanger and the primary. We burned through 8 blades trying to get through, 3 or 4 different cutoff wheels for the grinder, and that finally let us in. So if you saw us do the other water heater, the 75 gallon, it took us maybe 5 minutes to make each cut. This was 10 times longer. The materials are insane. I mean, this is super heavy. So if you're looking for a water heater that won't break, and you're looking for a clean shower experience, and you don't want to be washing your vegetables in mud water from your tank water heater, the Tankless is the way to go. The biggest difference between a tank and a Tankless is if this part ever does fail, it's under warranty for 15 years. We just come out, we take the whole unit out, and we replace the whole thing, which is all of this. It's all one piece. The only thing that doesn't get replaced is some of the valves at the bottom. Actually, let's go over here and show you. So when we do a heat exchanger, pretty much this is what will do to your water heater. All the guts basically come out. The workhorse of the water heater comes out. We replace that, we put it all back together. All right, I'm Brandon Brill. We showed you what's inside of a tankless water heater. Pretty much a crystal clear heat exchanger that's not gonna leave any debris in your water heater. And then we have the tank water heater, which we showed you, which is just full of debris. So that pretty much summarizes it. I hope that kind of gives you an idea of which is better, tank or tankless. Clearly, this Navien heat exchanger and the components are no joke. I mean, it took us probably $50 or $60 worth of reciprocating saw blades and grinder blades to get into this thing. We do tank water heaters and tankless as well as water filtration. If you're looking to get a tankless installed or a new tank water heater, we've got you covered in San Diego. You can give us a call anytime and we'll take care of you. Thank you for watching.